feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine, giving fans what they need. Caribbean spirit, let's succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love.
There's a new way to move in Grenada. Ride Go. Ride Go is here. Ride Go. Where do you want to go?
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
Enjoying the breeze.
I'm still in Grenada, celebrating the Christmas, the New Year with the people that's closest to me, family, loved ones, everyone, guys. And that's what Christmas and that's what the New Year is all about. And I hope you guys took the time to spend it with family as well. All right. And Christmas and New Year is not all about taking, but it's all about giving. I hope you, even if it meant that you went to visit someone, you give of yourself, you gave of your time. That's what it's all about. All right. Bless meaning, big up yourself. This year is your year. This year is my year. We're going to make things happen this year. All right? So let me ask you guys before we start the program. I know we have Mr. Killa and I'm looking to see. Okay, Mr. Killa ain't connected yet, so we have a couple minutes left. Let me know what you guys did for your Christmas. Let me know what you guys did for your New Year. Where did you go? What happened? And also, I want you guys to tell me, what are your plans for 2025? What are your plans for 2025? What are you looking to do for 2025?
Waves across the seas.
Soul Vibes.
Joy in the breeze. Ride good deed.
Claire.
Together.
Kim. Kimmy Jenkins.
Ride along. Join the dance.
Big up yourself.
From island.
Happy New Year.
With the host.
Karen.
I perform, but I come here to lend.
Enough chit chat, enough shout out. Let's bring on the man himself, Mr. Killa, Hollis Map, because of course, you know, when Hollis Map come on, he got a lot to say. And he is here. Killa. Hold on. Let me make sure your audio good.
Blessed love and greetings.
Hey, how you doing, my friend?
Loud and clear, good, right?
Yeah. You're good. You're good to go.
First and foremost, I want to say I want to bless the nation. I want to bless my family, the FFF family, you know, the freedom fighters forever, the friends, the fans, the family. You yourself, brother, a happy new year, you know, and may God bless us with light and protection, you know, over the next years to come. And also wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know what I mean? So we could have that uplifting energy as we move forward into 2025. And as you say, sometimes, George, when when we have to talk, use the man in charge of the title, and I know, when you sometimes when you change your title, people that start to call me, hey, what are you talking about? What's this and stuff like that, and then you just have the few that is too small minded to comprehend, conversations like this. Because not every time you want to have a conversation, it's just about something negative. And a lot of the times when we speak about the negative things in our society is because we want a positive outcome,
Yeah.
and why do I waste my time? Why do I take my time to sit on here to talk to you or to share my views on something that really and truly, if you look at it, it doesn't take anything away from my pocket. It doesn't take away an opportunity. When I come on here, it doesn't give me an opportunity to make money. You understand? Or, you know what I mean? Anything like that, or to become more popular, or anything like that. So at the end of the day, I want to make that statement is because I am so patriotic. It's because I love Grenada so much. Just like a place here, just like a flag on my chest.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
because I love it
you
so
see
much
there?
for my youth becoming a cultural ambassador. And, and more within myself, growing into someone that actually contribute positively, to my community, to the youths, and however I can, to my
Yeah.
country, however I can, serving my country however I can. I also have to make sure that I keep recognizing the things that is there. But you see, some people are not that patriotic. Some people are patriotic to themselves.
Right.
Some people say they love the country, but really and truly, Judge, they kind of like where they live sometimes for the
Yeah.
ease that the country gives to them. They like the things that they take from the country, the way that they rip the country. But really and truly, when you love your country, you cannot see anything wrong and stand by it.
True.
You see what I'm saying? So this
True.
conversation here is for the people, not just in Grenada and a whole, but wherever you're looking from. I want us to make sure that, as George say, what happened in 2024, that we learn from it and we move forward into a new year, have some new year resolution, and also not just new year resolution, but new year solution.
Solution.
You
Yeah.
see? No, this is not the artist side of me. I ain't come here to sing or to perform, but I come here to lend my eyes, my heart, and my mind, and also my soul to this.
Right.
And we have some problems in this beautiful country. I look at Christmas this year. And when I
Uh,
look at Christmas, George, and I drive in from Guelph to Tongue and I can't see Christmas lights, it burn my heart. When you turn around and you can't see the Christmas lights, the mood, the feeling, the energy, that simply means that as a people, we are standing in a certain place. You see
right.
what I'm saying? And who wants to recognize it? Who doesn't want to recognize it? That is up to them. You see what I'm saying? But however that we are here, in the new year coming, I wish that the Christmas and the seasons coming that could, that people could be, replenished in a way whereby we can celebrate in the way that we would wish to celebrate. You know what I mean? Now, besides all of that, George, we still have a problem,
Yes.
massive problem with our youths. And that is my main concern.
Yes.
The beginning of the year, people maybe say, oh, it's New Year's, all you ready to talk already here, because here what happening now, the devil don't sleep.
True.
Devil don't sleep, and them youths that is outside, getting on drugs, gambling, every single day they're doing it. They did it yesterday, they're doing it today, they're doing it tomorrow, and they're doing it the next day. And they don't sleep neither. You understand what I'm saying? So while we sleeping and while we want to rest and ease off of those topics, we are losing our youths, and that is my main focus. This has been my main problem, and it's getting worse. I traveled back to Grenada the other day, and when you see the size of the gambles now, when you see the expression from youth, you can't talk to a youth right now, is your mother so and so quick. You understand what I'm saying? And then into violence quick. Now, remember, George, I came before and I made what people might call a prediction when I say, all right, well, this is coming and this about to happen. Where we had one phase of the war and the gun violence and stuff like that. You know what I mean? If we don't careful and listen to my words, people gonna go back and get this video, because that what it is have to do a lot of the times. Go back and
Yes.
say, yeah, but remember he said this, remember he said that.
Mm.
If we don't careful, very soon we go have a repeat of that, and it's going to be very hot. You
Right.
understand? Because there is some things happening in that area at the moment that we need to pay attention to, and it is also boiling among the youths. So it's happening in neighboring countries. If you realize what happening in the neighboring countries now, is a different thing happening. And I'm saying this so the people who have the right antenna, you understand what I'm saying, can put it up. Things what happening in the neighboring countries do affect sometimes the countries that is close by. Now, I want us to pay attention what is happening in our surrounding, and then some people will understand completely what I am saying. And it's about a spillover. You see what I'm saying? Because you see, the way that we function here now is not the way that we used to function a long time before. It's like anything is kind of anything. We don't defend we own as we used to defend we own. And we need to start defending our country, defending our own people, our youths, defending our community. And when I say that, I'm not talking about Gore fighting with Grenville and Grenville fighting with Tongue. I ain't talking about that. We're talking about making sure that whatever is injected in our community is positive
Right.
in this year. You understand? So if you recognize that there is something negative, let's not just sit down and watch at it. Let's find a way how we can actually communicate to the right people who you think might care enough to eliminate this problem. We can't be separated so as a people. In this new year 2025, I just hope that we as Grenadian could really sit down and understand one more time the worth of our country, the value of our country, and the value of us as a people that
Right.
makes this country function. You understand? And stand up hard by it. Government, we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot to happen. There's a lot of questions to also answer, and there's a lot of questions to be asked. You
Right.
understand? And today I don't want to dig into anything that is political, but I want to dig into things that is about community.
Right.
This is what I really want to stress on, and
Right.
I'm not stop speaking about it, George. I'm not going to stop speaking about it because somebody the other day I was going to eat, and me and one of my doctor friends and some other people, and what I mean, I met my brother, the Kirani James, and we was having this discussion, and I asked him, I say, but you don't think this conversation does happen at every level, at the top too? Are they talking about this? Are they seeing what is happening in our country? George, people just only talk and say, oh well, yeah, but the thing and they only talking about this and talking about that. When we speak about those things, is because we have the eyes to recognize it, we have the eyes to see it. Is there anybody outside here in Grenada, anybody looking at this right now that can agree or has the eyes to see that we are losing our youths rapidly?
Let me ask you a question, Killa, on that, right? When you look at 2024, I know we spoke about so many different things that happened chronologically. Sometimes it was about violence, sometimes it was about the youths, it was about the gambling, all of those different things. What are your main concern from 2024, right? And you hoping and you're praying and you will do everything that you could possibly do and ensure that you don't spill over in 2025? What are some of those main things that we need to structure on, build on, and tighten up the grip so we don't have that problem persisting in the new year?
If we're speaking about future, if we're speaking about the future, what is our future? If we do all the work that we're doing right now, we're building a country and say we're building all these beautiful things in a country and we're creating all these beautiful things, me and you and everybody else here, we're creating all of that. Then what is our future?
Right.
Our future is our youths. Who is going to come to use it? Who is going to come to take care of it? Who is going to come and take place? You understand what I'm saying? And that is what I am telling you. That is one of the most scary thing to me at the moment because I know what is boiling. People might say what what they feel like. I know what is boiling. You understand? I know
Right.
what is boiling, and I said it many times, and you see it come. Before we had all the violence and before all of that, I sit down and I speak to the people who, what I mean, could do something about it. And some of them like, nah man, that Grenada, that can't happen here. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you sit down and you calculate where we at right now. My main problem is this: the minds that we are losing, and losing rapidly. Are we going to continue losing those minds? George, I was watching that kids coming out of school, young ladies, 13 years old, 14 years old. The other day is only watch at how much cutlass pulling. Every other day is a violent, every other is a different thing. When you see we get back into that space, which I hope we don't, you're going to be different, because you're going to be a whole different mind that is dealing with it. And that mind that we are losing is dangerous to our society in the future. We are losing the Mr. Killers. We are losing the Kirani James. We are losing the Junior George. We are losing the Kit Mitchells. We are losing the Deacon Mitchells. We are losing all of that. We're losing so much of them daily that people literally do not recognize that is happening here. It is, Junior, it is dread. If I sit down here and explain the direct situations and stuff like that, people going to tell me you are lying. This is not happening here. You're going to tell me that you are lying. So we need to find a way. Listen, I don't I can't completely, the frustration that I used to carry, it feels a little bit different, because there is a time when you have to realize, here what happening. All you could do is keep lending and keep trying. You see what I'm saying? If I am not in a position to directly take it and move it, you understand what I'm saying? And maybe until the day I decide here what happening, I wake up and today I go and run in politics. You understand? Today I go and, you know what I mean, challenge this thing, because you know definitely how your heart stay and how you function, and you will give your life, because a lot of the times, you know, you need the people that is willing to give their life. When I mean
Right.
give their life, I literally give their life. That tomorrow, if you have to gun me down in the square, that I don't care, because here what happened. I decide to contribute me to my country and make the decision that sometimes is harsh, that sometimes that might feel tight, that sometimes might feel tough, but it's for the betterment of our
Yeah.
country. You understand?
Langain is saying it's not only Grenada that have problems. It's world over where are those guns coming from. And we have to think about, and you said something earlier, and we need to dive deep into it, right? In Trinidad and Tobago, guys, it is now under a state of emergency because it's a massive. I mean, it's been bad, but it's gotten worse, right?
Junior, jump in here if I could interject quickly. Not to really cut you off in
Uh-huh.
a way. But you see that statement sometimes when we have in this conversation,
Hmm.
sometimes I realize lately I stop liking it. I
Uh-huh.
don't like statement. Well, I don't know in what context directly Langain would have said this. You
Right.
understand? Which is true. It's not here alone, it's happening. And in much places, it is 10 times worse. But you
Right.
see what we have in this conversation is about Grenada first. And what happening in Grenada sometimes, really and truly, you will say, oh yeah, it happening everywhere else. No, it doesn't. Everywhere is unique to its own culture. You see?
Right.
What Grenada culture is? Is it a violent culture? Is it a drug culture? Is it a culture of gambling? Is that our culture? You understand what I'm saying? Is
Mhm.
that the mood that Grenada function in? You see, because you know we're talking about Grenada. So Trinidad and the level of violence in Trinidad, do you want that to happen here?
No,
That is not, it is not happening here. You understand what
right.
I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
same way we say, oh, it's happening everywhere else. Some people use that statement to make excuses. Let me tell you this. What happens in my neighbor house could have never happened in my mother house. How she handled it. You
Hmm.
understand? What happening here and what happening in Trinidad and in Jamaica and those islands, it is not happening in Dubai. You understand? And not just Dubai, many other countries that they hide from us.
Hmm.
Because when it happened, you understand what I'm saying? The consequences for that happening is so dread that people do not want to cross that border. That doesn't cross that line.
Hmm.
You set up your home and set up your country. in the way that you would like to see it functioning, or you fight hard enough to at least try.
Mm-hmm.
Grenada is Grenada. Grenada for Grenada. Unless we don't have that approach and we keep thinking about, but that's what happening in the world. That's what happening out there. There is homes in Grenada. People living in Grenada here. Children are functioning completely different from what you are seeing most children doing. You
Right.
have some people here that the children don't do the amount of social media that some people children does. So it's all about what we choose for our own home, what we choose and how we choose to operate, what we choose to accept here. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, oh, it's happening everywhere else. So you know what happened? So it's not Grenada alone. So then we use that statement to feel comfortable. You
Right. Yeah,
understand?
you can't get comfortable. You can't get comfortable with
You
it.
can't get comfortable. So that means if it happening everywhere else, then just let them continue snorting. We're losing how much children to cocaine right now and snorting hard.
Mm.
I it is sad the other day I pull up on another block and three fellas that I literally go to school with is no crackheads.
Mm.
Huh? Is no crackheads, brother. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, those brothers normal. Yeah, some of them men are always used to say, but he talented, he bad, and he could be that in the back of my mind. And now we have completely lost them. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And you can't completely just come and blame government for this or government for that. It starts with us too as a people.
But what about the
But
parents? What about the parents?
but
What about the
but that's
parents
what I'm
too?
saying. It starts with us
Right.
as people too. It begins with the parent. But here what happening, Judge? I know kids that is living in good home. Parents are trying very hard, but
Right.
parents are outside hustling.
Yeah.
Parents are out hustling. So some parents is to blame, but not all parents is to blame because you have some parents can even control their children. You understand what I'm saying? Because what they learn outside, remember, children are like sponge. You make children, but you don't make their
You
mind.
don't make your
So
mind that is true.
that's why all the talk people go talk about, you always start with the parents and stuff like that. Parents are part of society. Parents are working in the government. Parents are working in the dump truck. Parents are working in the schools. Parents, yeah, some parents are teachers teaching other people children while their children cannot even get their time. Parents not home all the time. So they're also going to school. You're going to school where you have a system whereby the people who had us in slavery, so we are learning from our oppressors, a curriculum that been there for 100 and something years. What
Mhm.
how do we teach manners and all of those things and the right set of etiquette and hold that kind of responsibility to as a society? That's what I'm speaking of does not just change tomorrow. That's why we need a different kind of approach that comes from the top where we can find the funding, where we can actually fuel that into the right um, 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 organizations and stuff like that that can really help from the school come all the way down. This has to start from kindergarten. But when we go start, if we just saying, oh yeah, well, that doesn't maybe happen there, or this does that, yeah, well, we really have to change it. We have to start. If we never start, what happens to our future? At
Yeah.
the end of the day, George, as I say, for me, I could jump on the plane and I gone, you understand, and have fun, drink champagne, and bust a dance. You see what I'm saying? And feel comfortable. But when
Right.
I do outside, and I come home, I remember what this paradise is. This is my healing. This is the place where I put my foot in the sun and I know here what happening now. I could walk on the beach in the middle of the night if I feel like to and I'm safe. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That does not happen everywhere else. That does not happen everywhere else. So how come when it comes to the violence or the wrong things, oh yeah, that has happened everywhere else? We understand that. But is
Hmm.
at what magnitude? You see?
Right. Right. A lot of times we blame, and again, you can't blame the parents because you make the kids, you don't make them mind. But hear this, right? You have adults that are behaving in that kind of manner. And sometimes when you look for like you look for people that you mentors, you look at the younger kids might look at some adults and see, if or what way they should go with their life. But some in some communities, a lot of the communities, you can't find mentors at all. Them big hardback men and women who supposed to be mentors, they're doing worse than them children. So what they expect them children them to do? And then on top of it now, the parents can't talk because a lot of the parents now when they look at how their behavior, they go on social media and the Facebook and they flaunt up themselves in that kind of way, and them kids and them seeing that, so they're behaving worse than that. because they projecting what they see.
Not just that. We have another issue. I was going to jump on that just now, but as
Mhm.
you talk about parents and elders and the way that they carry themselves and stuff like that, we have a lot of um sexual abuse and stuff like that when come to kids here. That is extremely rampant and disappointing,
Right.
Judge. You understand? It is rampant and disappointing. You know what I mean? And when you watch at some of the, like I was watching at something the other day, there are some big men who will be around the same like a sports, like a gamble, like a this and stuff like that. And these young girls are going there, to gamble. I'm talking about 14-year-old, 15-year-old,
Hmm.
16-year-old. You understand what I'm saying? So automatically, if you start building a mind of gambling, what gambling is a certain type of attraction. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? To earn, attraction to money. You understand what I'm saying? So once you start to build that mind, it is easy to actually sway you. You understand what I'm saying? Away
Yeah.
from not just, but I give you something for something else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, brother, we are the young women that we now have. I feel we need more programs that teach them their word, that make them understand who they are. What
Hmm.
is a black woman? The other day, I asked a young girl that I say, "What are you?" A woman, a girl is a woman. Okay, and what does that mean? She doesn't know what that means. She doesn't know what that means. Ask a young man here, what mean? What is this woman to you? What does she mean to you?
Right. Yeah.
And they cannot answer that. So that means we don't even know ourselves. And as in the Bible says, know thyself. You see? So if we don't even know that self and we don't have that kind of self-worth, then how can we express ourselves in a way of care? How can we express ourselves in a way that builds and create a certain, you know what I mean, a certain lifestyle that lifts us up? That means they're not teaching that in school. That means there is no program teaching that. There is no community. How come you don't have no big community projects? You understand what I'm saying? Where you pull out the community and you have, you know what I mean, certain speech, you put games, you know what I mean, you bring out the children, you bring out the parents, and you do this community things. I missing that. I'm working on a venue right now and I can't wait to finish. So when I up and go off, so I could do fitness for the elders, and while you're doing that you do some family projects and get some, you know what I mean, and you pull it together and you start speaking. You might have 5 parents inside of it that might learn something. And young women, what is a woman responsible for me? The
Hmm.
black woman she's everything. She's responsible for me. She's the healer, she's the teacher. She has two inner oracles, which is the heart and which is the womb. So she is also doctor, she is teacher, she is that spiritual element. You understand what I'm saying? that
Hmm.
that 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 spiritual being, which is that element in my life that trains me as a man. A woman will be in a relationship, and young women doesn't even understand that they have the responsibility, you understand, of literally nurturing the fruit. And that fruit is not just only their child, that fruit is almost everybody else's child. Because
Hmm.
the energy of mother, you understand what I'm saying, is to grow everything that you touch. And we
Right.
have lost that concept of life also. So if I have a wife, my wife automatically, that's why they say when the two become one, he move away from his parents. You understand what I'm saying? From his mother. Because now the wife become that person that nurtures the mind. And that is not about washing clothes and washing wares and doing the chores. That is about having the ability to train that man, that lion. Because the man now is protector, the man holds the sword, the man defends the home, the man will till the soil. But while he does that, there is that spiritual and that higher being that is around him that help lead him. That's why you see a lot of successful men have you understand, the big dog behind them. You understand? Which is what? That woman that might be sitting in a corner humble, but the way that she operate has trained him. That's why you see enough men in relationship, when they go home, all the big and tough, you see the tough. When they go home, yo,
They're like a
that
mushroom.
do that, so that other thing, so in why, but you see they run it by their wife. You
Yeah.
understand? They talk to that woman, and and that woman need to be that feminine. But in our society, that feminine energy, and that feminine energy is a different type of energy. It is extremely powerful where it functions, if it is used right. You understand what I'm saying? But a woman, in a lot of girls in this day and age, doesn't even understand that. So here what happened, they function in the word equality. Oh, we are equal. And a woman doesn't know that anytime she say that she's equal to a man, she has taken out herself in a very special place and put herself in a place where she don't belong. It's like a basketballer just leave basketball and go and play soccer. You see what I'm saying? You just take out yourself from a vibrational space where you don't belong and put yourself down here with me as a man, where I vibrating down here in masculinity, and take your femininity and think that, okay, here what happening? I am equal to that. That never happens. I cannot dare a child. I cannot nurture a child in the way that you would nurture a child. I cannot nurse that child. You are the bearer of the fruit. You understand what I'm saying? You are precious where you stand. But they give us the word of equality to actually destroy our home. So a young girl turn in and say, oh, you're five woman. Okay, well, okay, if you're five woman, she got a five man, she got a five man too. And if she does this and that, and destroying, you understand what I'm saying, the core of our society, the
Yeah.
keepers of our society. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, who is teaching us these lessons? How is this now being learned? How this is being shared? How when a young man step out there now, here we going. When you as a man around a woman and there is some masculine energy, automatically she becomes a competition. It's just like when you go into the post office. In the post office, a box come. That box has no sticker on it. I take it and I toss it to my friend. I kick it and I pack it in the corner. The next box come. The next box comes with a fragile sticker on it. That fragile sticker, I take my time and I put it aside because there is a fragile sticker. When a woman lose her femininity, she automatically lose her fragile sticker. So she become a competition to a man. So mentally, literally, no, you and a man in a competition like that, and you wonder why you're fighting. You see what
Mm.
I'm saying? So our society is becoming separated by the psychological implants of society that separates us as a family, and now we are disorientated. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm.
if we understand the psychological implants of our society, then we can actually fight what is ahead. Some people are completely blind. Nothing is wrong right now. There is no problem. You understand what I'm saying? They're completely blind. There is no problem. They get up, they go to work every day, they pass them youths, they don't care. You see what I'm saying? So with me coming to have a conversation like that, there is going to be a couple of you. Oh well, what they have to talk about again? It have nothing to talk about. What happened in the New Year's just start. You understand what I'm saying? The
Somebody
New
just
Year's
said
just
that.
start.
Somebody just said, Junior, you know nothing to talk about today for the new year. I saw that post. I'm like, wow. It's important to have a conversation like this at the beginning of the year because there are a lot of things that we could try to change and implement, at least speak change too, right? And that's what we're trying to do here. So it's not like Junior George couldn't find a chauffeur ride along today. It's important that we talk about things that went wrong that we could possibly fix. So if that's not a good way
Yeah,
to start it, I
listen
don't know
to
what
me.
else would.
Imagine this, right? With this
Uh-huh.
mentality or this that I have. Listen this. At this
Mhm.
moment, do you know if I, after lead or run a country like this,
Mhm.
for the new year, when the new year start, for the first 3 weeks, it will be a programming attack on the
Right.
minds of youths.
Yeah.
Motivational, you understand what I'm saying? Motivational things, motivational projects. That how we go into the year. Because here what happening. If I, as a leader, motivates you, it automatically opens up your mind. The
Absolutely.
frequency that will be downloaded, you understand what I'm saying, universally, is literally going to give us the power that we need to move forward into the better months to come. You see what I'm saying? So you apply from start, not down in the middle. You don't apply down the end. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is a different mindset, and I know it might be, for some people they don't know how to swallow it because all they could see is like, oh, I eat a lot of cake, I drink real sorry, Chris just go New Year's does add a lot of stress for the year gone already. I don't want to be talking about nothing stressful, and I completely understand that. But then there is the people like us. There is the people like us that had party. I real party last night, and I didn't even drink. I drink champagne last night. It's like the bubbles go in my head. I danced last night. I had real fun. You understand? And
Uh-huh.
I wake up this morning, and when I wake up this morning, and we had a conversation, it is in my mind that okay, the new year has come. We have fun. But we have to take care of our children and we have to take care of our youths. Because here what happening. When you think it doesn't affect you, it's only a moment. It's only some give it some time. If the water is running down to see
Oh, oh,
if a house
hold
is
on, hold on.
being flooded,
Hold on,
it's
Killa. Your phone flip. Your phone flip a kind of way. Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. Right, your phone flip sideways. I guess you got a call, right? Guys, we're chatting here with Mr. Killa. It's right along live for today. It's important that we start the year off with a kind of tune, right? A kind of tone that would I would set the whole year up, because it's my intention, guys, to ensure. Let me bring back Killa here. Yeah, it's my intention that we ensure to inspire people, because I know a lot of people who sit from day to day and they feel nobody care. They feel nobody even want to speak to them. They're not inspired. They lay in their bed. They get up. They don't want to get up out of their bed. We want to set a tone for the new year. And this is the tone that we're going to set, because we ain't monkeying around this year. All right. For everyone who been sitting and procrastinating, we ain't doing that this year. So what a better way to start the new year than to start it off like this. And we're chatting here with Mr. Killa live on Ride Along Live. So guys, still tag a friend. Killa is here. Let's bring him back in. Killa, you there?
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yes. So, Junior, it's a vibe and it's an extreme pleasure between me and you. I feel so proud of me that, you know, I mean, for me, it's not just I party and on or whatever it is, and then I just feel no, I'm going to share this view. And you know, sometimes when I sit down and I think about it, I say, boy, you know, Killa, just mind your business and go along. But remember, you know, that's my queen trained me. And then she taught me the Bible. And there is part
Right.
of the great books that said that he that see it wrong and do it nothing about it is simply standing for it. You see what I'm saying? So I am just not that person, and I refuse to wake up and to watch at this, because it's disheartening. But some people pass it normal every single day. I don't know if it's because I leave very often and I come back, you know what I mean, and I'm coming back home for that paradise that I know. You see what I'm saying? I have people travel here and they start complaining, yo, how them youth and them different, so by the respect level different. And I watching at youth right now building gangs. I watching at new gangs. They're young right now. I watching at gangs right now, which is the 18, 19, 20, that age group have gangs. You understand what I'm saying? I just meet some of them the other day. It's about 15 of them rolling. So I asked them, I say, and all of them, like, they eating a different kind of food. That's what they taller than me. Most of them taller than me, young guys. You know what I mean? And I stop them and I say, one by all the tall by all eating. You know what I mean? Wherever it is. Some others again, I see and girls, and I talk to them again. I say, yeah, all eating. But I meet about 15 of them. And I say, yo, so what gonna all you does do? Thing, and I start to question them. You know, we're having a conversation, Junior, and it's a blank slate. They are blank. What next? They don't know. Where next? They don't know. How? They don't know. One of them tell me, boy, we're just looking for it. Yes, right now we're looking for it. How you mean you're looking for it? So if you moving like this and you're walking up and down, what do you mean you're looking for it? How? Is that something you're looking to take? Is not, you understand what I'm saying? So if there is that blank-mindedness happening so rampant and so large, where you could find about 13 to 14 youths moving together and not one of them could tell you, well, yo, this is what I really want to do, you know, right now we're looking for it. That's the
Right.
mentality. What does that say? And they already have a gang carrying the colors and everything.
Yeah, no, that is sad. As I said earlier, I went to this event, and the kids was out there, and police came and they got this long cutlass from one of the youths, and I'm like, yo, Christmas time, you come to bring in the new year. You want to be the first jackass to end up in jail? Like, you want to be the first fool to end up in jail for the new year? what you doing coming with that big machete in your pants? Like, how do you walk with it in the first place? Like, how you feel comfortable with that?
You see, Junior. So let me break this down for you. So there is something happening that you don't see.
Uh,
As I No, you only see the youth man reach there and he have a cutlass in his pants. But
right.
sometimes necessary for him for the situation that he's in. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's better the police catch you with it than a bad man. That is a rule on the street. It's
Uh,
better the police catch me with it than a bad man catch me without it. You understand what I'm saying?
mm,
So at the end of the day, that is what happened. That like the other day, we watching a big argument, big fight, struck down by killing you today. I promise you, I'm killing you today. Da, 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 da. And you have all of that happening. That is, Junior. I can bet you, I can carry you to places right now where you would swear, say, am I in Grenada here? Am I in a war zone?
mm,
It's just the gamble and it's just violence right through. You don't take yo that the argument whole day and nobody does nothing about it.
mm,
Yeah. If I leave and I go off now, right on the corner by me, right on the back street, right on the road, you could pass any time. There's a whole block. There's a whole gambling block now. What I used to talk about before as a little gambling with a gathering now becomes a block.
mm-hmm.
You understand? No, it's a block. I know it's a block. It's a tough. You see? And watch how long I've been talking about it. It didn't get less. It get
Right.
more.
Get
It
more.
got bigger.
You get more.
So
You get
what I'm
more.
saying is this. I could turn and say, boy, watch me now. Nobody ain't listening. Let me just stop talk. You understand what I'm saying? Or you understand I continue asking and maybe somebody would hear. Or I wake up and decide, yeah, what happening now? I got to go inside the politics and start to run and get on real bad. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying? No, and go on real bad. Challenge the thing in a different way. Because listen to me, when you look at how we functioning as a people, somebody have to commit the spirit, the soul, the
mm,
mind. You understand what I'm saying? And the heart, not just an intention whereby, oh yeah, I want to do this thing. I want to make sure that the country go where it is, and then we sit down and it's about the big meetings and it's a big that, and I
mm.
shake this hand and it's money, and if you do, it's not a big money deal. Like okay, you need somebody who understand that there is a root beneath the tree, and without the root it will always wither. We're going to keep going backwards no
Yeah.
matter what you do. You have the big structure, you build big hotels, you will build all of those things, you will have new airports, you will have all of that. That in itself, that is material development of the materialistic side of your country. That is infrastructure. So now, when you have infrastructure, the same people that you have to go and send to work in the airport and this whatever it is, now you happen, you have robbers, you have this, you have all kind of different mindset going into those places. Now, what you leave behind cannot last because you happen that the person will come next, just destroy it. You ever see
Right.
family who actually work hard and build dynasties, and then the children come after and just sell everything?
Yeah.
They don't,
Yeah.
they're
I
just
know
gone.
that. Yeah. I
You
know.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in other words, real development, the real currency, the most valuable currency of a country, it's its people and the
Mm-hmm.
mindset of its people.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
when
Now,
we look at
I was going to ask you, Killa, not to sway your trend of thought there. You said two things that kind of interest that piqued my interest here. You said one with the young men who walking around with cutlass and machete and all kind of like sword, all kind of thing in their pants. It's better that the police catch them with it than the bad men catch them without it, right?
yeah.
How did we get there?
Yeah, because you see, you don't see the what happened in the gamble spot. You don't see what happened on the block. You don't see what happened when they don't tie up already and had a fight and have things going on. And I'm telling you that I'm watching at this situation building every single day.
Mm,
Every single day, and until something happened and one of them dead, and that way it is, then people come and they complain, oh boy, that happened, why it is, and look how they thing, and they come in and they kill somebody. And I am here now telling you that is about to happen again. Who does
mm.
anything about it?
So who if the parents are absent or the parents cannot direct the kids to the right path, if well who? The community is not there. Is it the government? Is it the police? Like who need to be strong to set this youth, and I'm sure that man is a terrible thing to waste. The whole generation look as if it's lost or it's going to be lost. Who need to
You
step up?
can't,
What
you
needs to be done?
you cannot go outside and beat all of them youths and them and have them submitting. You understand, to a certain way of life when their mind is already trained a certain way. So then this have to be a coveted mission whereby you start attacking the mind and the mood and the operandi of society. You understand what I'm saying? The way that society start operating, the things that you accept and stuff. And listen, those things comes from also the top. Because if I am in a country, or say I am leading a country, and I realize, all right, there is a breakdown in society that is happening. There is a dislink in society that is happening. I have to see how I can actually fix that, because now it's a societal problem. And if you're dealing with society, there is leaders of society. So people will say, "Oh, you can't blame the government for that, because government, though, they when I wake up in the morning, they don't give me tea to eat, whatever it is, da, 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 da." But all the
Right.
things coming in on the port, who puts the price on it? Who creates that? You understand? The taxes that you have to pay is government. When you read the budget, it's government that has the budget to develop the road, to fix the road, whatever it is. All right, so say, yeah, you don't want to blame the government or nothing. But then here what going on now, I buy a new car. I just struggle to buy my new car, put some nice tires on it, and my intention is to go to work every single day. The money that I have remaining is for me to buy lunch, right? People doesn't watch at the small things that lead up to something else. The money that I have is just to buy lunch. I buy my nice tires. I decide I go into town, but here what happen now? A
Mm.
pothole, boop. That part will do so and mash up my car,
Right.
my rim, right? So the money I have for lunch now, I have to fight to fix that for thing. Now I can't go to work. I have a problem. I have an
Right.
extra bill. And because of that tire puncture, now that tire set me back in a way. Now I have to pay my bill at the end of the month. It's hard for me to pay my bill now. I go and beg somebody else to get the money. I have to lend it from them. The person lend me the money. I take care of that. But in the month coming out, that person want that money now. My child still have to go to school. You understand what I'm saying? Where I'm going?
Right.
It never ends. So
It's a
people not
systemic problem.
looking at small thing of a systemic problem. No, that pothole. If government decided, yeah, what happened? I will take care of the road and make sure that the pothole is not there. That man would have go to work and everything would have been fine.
Mm.
I'm just saying that it comes down to the minute things, whereby look at schools. Now we could run program in school. We have education. We have the Ministry of Education. So we have the Ministry of Sports. We have the Ministry of Culture. Look at culture for a fact. I am an extremely popular artist. I'm a cultural ambassador, but nobody engages with me when it comes to talking about culture or Spice Mass. There is teams of people that come in. They flew in here as foreigners to do assessment on Spice Mass, and those foreigners call me for a meeting.
Right.
Not my people call me for a meeting. You understand what I'm saying? So at the
Mm.
end of the day, when you look at it, it's all about how we operate also from top. I can't just come and blame thing and okay, let's get rid of government or let's move on, take out this one. It's not about that. Fix the damn problem. Fix the
Mm.
problem that we have. Fix it. You understand? And how they could fix it. And you have people that could fix the problem. You have a little thing in society, fix it.
Fix it.
Fix the problem. We have problem, fix it. And you have the power to fix it. Fix the problem.
What is the
And
role
that
of
is
the church? What is the role of the church? Anne Marie Stewart is asking that question, and it's a question that I was thinking about as well. What role the church should play?
listen. You see when it come to you see when you see when it come to religion, I don't want to say the wrong thing, eh? But I will say this. The church also have a big part to play. Because the church and them stays in their pockets.
Uh,
And expect the world a lot of the times to come to them, to come to church. You see, the way that church function in our society, there is a lot of people who sits down and have the conversation and does nothing about it. So
mhm.
when come to church, I haven't seen the church in a while. I heard about the church in a while, unless something is happening and they decide they want to protest against it or they don't want it or whatever it is, and a Christian community, whatever it is, and whatever they don't like. Because a lot of the people who inside of the church too, they just be doing a lot of wrong things. Some of them man is picking up them young girls too and doing all kind of stupidness. I just see them. So here what I say, he have corruption in the church too. And I wish that the church could literally wake up and come together, and that would be our help, because we need God.
Mhm.
We need that. We need that kind of intervention. That's why a while ago I keep mentioning that when you give your spirit, your heart, and your mind, which is your spiritual self. And every nation that has been led right has been led with men who are connected to higher source. We have to understand that, because God is always the greatest leader. So from him we should be inspired to lead as men. You understand? That is also written. So when somebody asks about the church, where is the church? That is a big deal, because yeah, I watching that gambling places and stuff like that too happening on church properties that some of them churches own.
That's insane. That's insane.
But they does nothing about it.
Guys, we are talking about this very important topic, the first program for the year, and the reason why things cannot continue like this, because we just saw, and I kind of spoke about it a little bit earlier, Trinidad and Tobago is in a state of emergency. The proximity of Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada, St. Vincent, we are close. We are close by. So we may start to see insurgent, increase in crime, because people might be running from this way to evade XYZ and jump into another country, and you never know, things will happen. I ain't saying that.
Judge, Judge, we already have a lot of foreigners here. To this, I mean foreigners. I mean, we already have a lot here. Here,
That running from what happening
where
over there.
if they're running, if they're walking, whatever it is, but there's already a lot of foreigners here,
Oh, well,
and
you
that's
see.
why earlier on I mentioned something to you. I
Uh-huh.
mentioned to people that things are happening in other places that we think cannot happen here, and if we don't sometimes sit down and tighten up and keep that eyes open, you understand what I'm saying? Your house going to get infected.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a sad thing, eh? It's a sad thing what's happening, guys. It's very, very, very sad. And a rude awakening, because today we were looking at the news, and the first day of the year was yesterday, and state of emergency, and a lawyer was murdered, right? So it's like not even state of emergency.
Junior, them call the conference. A conference so they could have the conversation about. I mean, that situation there, I could, I understand what's happening there. I understand how it happened, why. You understand? So the news can't tell you why or how. I could tell you how and why,
Mhm,
right? That is happening there. And in the conference, and so
mhm.
while they have in the conference with government or whoever it is, them still come right there and murder a man. Because that mindset is at a whole nother level.
Mm.
The attempt murder that happened the day before, where one of them ended up getting licked down. Judge is in the station where a man had to go and sign in the station. Them go for you in front of the station. You
Oh,
understand? And then before that, when them guys get licked down, when they reach at the hospital, there is another team to deal with them there
boy.
in the hospital and run in the hospital and finish who is inside of the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So when we sit down here and we're listening about there was crime happening down there and whatever it is, people don't understand what really happening. They just feel, all right, well, yeah, man kill a man and violence, and that one may be arguing so, and then that may be happening, and oh, they're just killing, they don't have this kind of. No, it's not so. It is a mood. They are in that mood. George, you get into a mood. That is the mood. That's what happening here. It's Batman thing. I could go down anytime. That is why it is people dead today. And them over there, that is my enemies. Anyone I catch at any time. So this is
Mm.
so, bro, when you look at that, and you could see the models start twinkling because listen, the youths and them becoming fans of those things, how gang operate, and they're building their own right here. So when I come and I speak about those things, it's because of the safety of the country in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't see that. But people concerned the other day when they start to let go and they start to function in a way and they realize here what happened. And you see when Grenadians turn up too, they're well turn up, you know. So don't play with this little country and feel like we soft neither.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
True.
soft. We are a revolutionary country. Don't feel we soft, you know. We ain't soft. You understand? So you don't want us to turn up in the wrong way. You see? And
Mm-hmm.
that we have to balance and that we have to manners right now. We losing, we brothers, we losing. And listen, I don't want to finish this in a way, in a mood where we have to be sad. Here what happened, we have to be grateful that we know. We have to be grateful that we have somebody that's willing to wake up and to talk about this. We have to be grateful that we still have some people that have the eyes to see. We have to be grateful that the year start. You understand what I'm saying? And we have the opportunity to change the near future. We have to be grateful that we're still here to even sit down and to watch at this. And we have to be grateful for the people who still want to sit down and say, oh, well, I don't know what happening. I don't care about that. We have to be grateful, and they need to be grateful for even them themselves seeing this beautiful new year. So we are grateful to be here, and we want a better place. We want betterment. You understand what I'm saying? We want to grow. We want better families. You understand? We want better situation in our own lives and in our own families. We want better things. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to speak about the way forward that will help us gain better things. And one of the ways is to actually we have to nurture our society. We have to build back the program that is necessary to grow the minds and to grow the hearts of the people. One more time, I am a big fan of the revolution. Here why? When I sit down and I watch the revolution, sometimes on YouTube I will go and type in Grenada Revolution. And some people after the show, I wish that you can do that. Go to YouTube and type in Grenada Revolution and pay attention to the style, the mood of operation. You understand what I'm saying? The mood of operandi. You see, in that moment, the way that people wake up, I tell you, I watch at a man say, I cannot read as a big man and was willing. What kind of vibe, what kind of energy is that? That means that leader has found a way how to infiltrate the minds of the weak and infiltrate the mind of the strong and bring them all together and have them willing to grow together, to fight for the country, to develop the country. You had the farmers working together. Sometimes people don't even show how they're getting paid, but they know that they're developing something. You understand what I'm saying? And I watch at that. So what mood is that? What did he do that was so different? That when you're talking about, oh, but that happening every way. No, that was not happening every way. That was happening in Grenada, and Grenada was leading
Mm-hmm.
in that moment. So then I just get my certificate, as I tell you, last year in international relations. I wanted to understand that while I'm studying international relations is when I come to realize that Maurice Bishop, our Grenadian, was one of the greatest Marxists that has ever lived in the Western Hemisphere. That did not just speak of an idea of democracy or follow the basic rules and regulations of the democracy, but actually created a model that was dangerous to the American, to the European. You see, because it was a model that literally empowers the people and give power not just to government but to the nation that it serves.
Right.
So automatically, the Americas, they would feel threatened by that because automatically we are English speaking country, and if we are English speaking country and we are building that type of model, you want to wake up everybody that is in America, every African American realize what freedom is. You see what I'm saying? Every African American now understand what freedom is, what togetherness really is, and what democracy is supposed to be like. You see, when they are in a trick system, then automatically he become dangerous. He's too dangerous. You understand what I'm saying? To leave that close in this Western Hemisphere to those great nations like that, having that type of model. That is what Grenada done. We're not normal. We're not regular. We are Grenadians. We carry a certain type of spirit of a certain type of upliftment, not just to ourselves, but to the Caribbean. We was an example. So how we as still remaining as a paradise, not understanding the power and the influence that we have as a people.
Right.
Not
Patricia
understand
said,
how valuable that is to us.
mhm. Patricia is asking a question here. She say, "You're speaking, but what are you doing?" And someone else asked the question, "What's next from here?"
Well,
Um,
well,
I
for
don't want to
the
paint the picture like it's a
answer,
doom and
well, to
gloom.
answer to Patricia's question with what I am doing, look what I am doing now.
Right.
First thing, I'm paying attention to what is happening in my society. The
Mhm.
second thing, after I pay attention to what is happening in my society, I take it to the people who I think could fix it. Sometimes they do nothing about it. That is one. That is me being the citizen that I'm supposed to be. You understand? Now, besides that, if you go back and you look at my history, then you're going to realize I also have a non-profit organization that I help youths. We do school programs. We do a lot, all that we can. I built radio station studio and I gave to youths. You understand what I'm saying? To some of it, they spoiled some business. They try to make it work or whatever it is. But I have been supporting. You understand? People, not just now, throughout my entire life as a youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh my
So at the end of the day, there is so much that I've been contributing. We have conversation with different people from different, I would say, organizations like that, with the information that is necessary, coming up with plans, trying to build in my community. I am building a venue, right, that could hold almost close to maybe like 8,000 people that I also want to use as a community-based venue. You understand what I'm saying? To give back to my community so we can actually build programs. I have tons of programs sitting in my office in work that we have built and organized. We bring in stuff for kids. We still give away a lot of books and all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
School things for schools and all that. We do all that we can all the time, and that is constant. You understand? If you travel to go off right now downstairs and you open my garage, you understand? You will see books and different things that we still give away. We still
Right.
give up, still
So
give to.
nobody could say that Killer ain't doing. You're doing a whole lot. Let's jump to this phone line here real quick, Killer. Got a caller on the line. Caller, your line. Where you calling us from?
Hi, good evening, Junior. I'm calling from Boston.
Boston. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Killer, my dear cousin. Happy New Year to you.
Bless her, get him, bless her, get him. How you doing, Desi?
I am doing great. Killer, let us go back to the young ladies. So I know a few. Okay, let me put it this way. There's a lot of young ladies between the age of 17 and 23 that are in relationship with married men. My question is polygamy legal in Grenada?
Um, well, for the amount of years and the amount of people who function in that manner, I guess that's much. Yes, to be, I don't know. I can't completely. I haven't dig into the books, the books of with what is legal and illegal when it comes to that polygamy. But that is something that I mean we watch it every single day.
You know what, Killer? I think some of them are also lacking self love. And I also think that they do not know that they are in a polygamous relationship because I wouldn't want to be no side chick. And they happily, they will talk to me about it. I'm upset because my boyfriend is not spending enough time with me because he is married. I cannot give you any advice. I'm married myself. So you telling me you're a side chick, I can't give you no advice. So that I think that is something that
Also, also
they
say
should
that.
have some kind of program to teach these young ladies how to love themselves
Well,
and to
I
teach
I
them
would
that
I would I would say this. Got you. When it comes to situations and stuff like that, there is all different type of situations that arrives are derived from different things from home and also I would say societal the things that is happening in our society that people model after and become a part of, sometimes without even thinking about it, because it becomes so normal in their eyes. They haven't learned differently. And besides that, that has also become a way for a lot of young women to almost kind of survive other pay their bills. So when we look at it now in Grenada, when we look at those things and we sit down and start calculating the why, you might be surprised with the result that you will get. Some of them would say, "Oh, I didn't know my boyfriend was this, or I didn't know my boyfriend was married." And then you have some young girls, I listen them saying, "What? I need a sugar daddy. I need a man for this. I didn't need a man for this, and a man have to do this, whatever it is." And them telling you plain, "I don't want to be no thing, I no relationship." You understand what I'm saying? And then you have then they singing the shensia loud. They're singing the shensia loud.
Tell you
They
what.
get hit and run.
Yeah.
You
Well,
understand? So there is so much of that energy in the air down here. What, and not just here, I mean, as you say, worldwide. But again, it comes back down to how those kids and those young people are trained from home and from school, from young. That's why the only way we could fix this is if we start now, you understand, injecting the new way of thinking.
right.
Because how much times I talk to youths, and when I don't talk to them, in order to tell me, way, but I never see that way. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So really, actually, we expect them to know, but not all the time they know. Because
Right.
a man cannot explain what he doesn't understand. He cannot give you what he doesn't have. He cannot express completely what he doesn't feel.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it goes back down to us training our children of what is valuable and what is not valuable. Because a lot of the times we try to train them about what is right and what is wrong, and them they see it in a whole different light. So
Yeah.
sometimes we have to follow the right and wrong. Wrong and right, we always know that. But what is valuable to you and what is not valuable to you?
All right.
I see some kids come
Well,
from very poor.
Carla,
go ahead.
we have another call coming in. Make it a quick point. I gotta take another call.
My right, quick point. You have young men that goes to prison for 2, 3 years. Well, while that person is in prison, they try to educate them so they could, when they come out, they could be productive in society, right? Now, when that young man goes and apply for a job, and now he has to bring in a police record, and
He doesn't
how
get.
are they expected to get a job?
Well, there's supposed to be infrastructures in place for that. Desi, in every society who really wants them to win. But remember, those things are not completely designed by the people who completely, really, really, and truly wants the best for these young men. We follow models of society that does not, just like when you look at America, America built us a system that takes our black boys to jail and turns them into criminal and keeps them there. And then sometimes we follow some of those models. So at the end of the day, if we're sending people to jail and we want them to learn in prison and come out and to be different, what they learn inside of there, just like a man come out, he steal to feed his family, he go to jail. When he go to jail, he learn all type of things, whatever it is, he have good intention, he don't want to do that jail again, but he come out and he cannot find another job. But he have the ability of stealing. You understand? So what happened? He steals again. You see, so if there is not infrastructures in place, or there is things or type of job, then if privately somebody's not doing it, then you have work that I guess as much government could create. You understand what I'm saying? For
Right.
and there is a whole list of that can be created or where it is needed, literally. You understand? But it's somebody to sit down and say, all right, let's do this or let's do that. And sometimes when we say those things and we give those ideas, it's not listened to.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Desi. We
And
get.
thank you so much. Have a good one, Killa. Love you.
All right.
Love
Thank you.
light, happy new year.
Happy New Year. 718-701-5720, guys. We're
Thank
talking
you.
about, all right, thank you. This can continue to happen, guys. There are so many things that we need to buck up on as parents, as individuals. But one thing we didn't touch on, Killer, in a big way are influencers. influencers play a very significant role in the lives of people. People don't even know sometimes that they leave their kids live by what influencers tell them, what to eat, what not to eat. You know, influencers play a big role. What responsibility do we have? And do we sometimes have more power? Do you think that we have more power even than the parents and government in the minds of those kids?
If I decide to go and do some foolishness, um, I will go viral, and then a lot of youths, according to what it is, will still feel fond of it and want to do it too. You see, but everybody will talk about it. Oh, but you see what Killa do? Then Killa end up in a this and da 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 da. However it is, maybe one of them days I'll give them something to talk about. You understand? I
Yeah.
remind them of all the time. I will come and ride along or go on my Instagram and speak about positive thing, and they show no love to it. You understand what I'm saying? So influencers are very powerful.
Hmm.
There's a program right now in the United States where they're trying to crack down on some of these the game apps and things like that that people are using now to lure children and having, you know what I mean, sexual relationships and stuff like that with kids through those apps. And there is another woman that has influenced a young lady to kill her whole family, influence a 10-year-old to kill her family. You understand what I'm saying? There is another thing that they're watching at right now. There is a cartoon. People come across it and they put it on for the kids and not realizing that the cartoon is telling them that they have to unlive, they have
Hmm.
to dead their parents.
Hmm.
You understand? So we have to pay attention to things that we are leaving our kids to do and kids to watch. Um, Influencers. When you speak about influencers, there is positive influence and there is negative influence.
Yeah.
And that is why me, if I God has blessed me with this type of popularity and the opportunity to be who I am, this is one thing that I promised myself that I will always try to contribute to the community, contribute to the youth, and try my best. You understand? To lend a hand, to lend my mind, to lend my eyes, my ears when it is necessary for my society and my people. I try my best to be the best person. You have enough times, George, you could function a certain way and I say, nah. You know what I mean? It wouldn't look good. You have times you have songs I could sing and I say, nah, it wouldn't look good. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? At the end
Right.
of the day, how much songs I decided not to sing because
Right.
I feel nah, it wouldn't look good. When I stop sing dancehall is because I feel like nah, it wouldn't look good.
Mm.
Because at the end is a violent tone. You understand what I'm saying? You have to use more cuss words and all of those things. So I just stay away from it. I have wicked songs, sit down, you will wonder why. Killer. Oh, you have that sit down, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it because I just feel like it would be a bad influence. So
So,
when
so
people
music, very killer. Hold on, because a lot of people said there's a lot of argument back and forth on this topic, right? About the music and how influential the music is, right? Do you think? Are you saying that the music play a big role in the mindset of the youths?
music do help influence mindset. Of course. Music is vibration. It's the sound and power. Remember when you just started to read the Bible, you say what is the most powerful weapon? It's your
Hmm.
tongue. You see,
Right.
and people misjudge that. You cannot completely blame the music because I listen to Bounty Killer from time. The songs, I have songs sit down where people begging me to sing it. I just refuse to sing it because the music that I listened to when I growing up is Beer Bounty Killer. I is the biggest Bounty Killer fan. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? And it's dancehall and Ninja Man and his Clash. You see what I'm saying? So if I sit down and I have to sing one of my dancehall song for you, like I mean, it is murderous. It's
Right.
that
Right.
I
Mhm.
decide not to because that might influence, you understand, somebody in the wrong way or make them see me in the wrong light as a role model. And that is just a choice I made. Not everybody will do it. But I grew up listening to the Bounty Killer, to this and that. But what my mother has instilled in me was stronger than the influence of any song.
Right.
So if we build the minds of the youth, it's because the minds of the youth are so weak that any song or anything that they hear could just influence them. So we try to blame it on the music that has already been there and is not going to go anywhere. So don't feel like if you stop playing the music, they're going to be streaming it, okay? And they're listening to the raw version. So
Yeah.
better you listen to the radio. Better you
Yeah.
play that because they're listening to the raw version
Yeah.
on the. You understand what I'm saying? So
True.
at the end of the day, if my mind is strong enough, then I have defense. My mind is like an army, it's just like your immune system. If your immune system is strong enough, then you don't get diseases. If your mind is built strong enough, then you're not influenced by negativity.
True. So that's why growing up, it's important that the parents
So it
instill
still goes
strong.
back to what that person, how much you have some youths, bro. I was surprised. You have some people too that I know.
Uh,
And these people, right, are very, very influential people. The doctors and stuff like that. And when I reach in the car, but when about man, I got man, this, that, and I'm like, wait. I said, that way to listen to? Yeah. And some of them is women too, listening the most derogatory
yeah.
type of music. But they are upstanding people in society. But that's the music they grow up on and they like it. And it's real bad man music, but they are
Yeah.
nothing. Because hear what? The mindset that they are
Right.
not influenced by that type of music. So it still comes back to the mindset that we have as a people.
Absolutely. We got another caller on the line real quick. Let's take this call. Caller live, where you calling us from?
Calling from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, New York. Go
Happy
right
New
ahead.
Year. I'm listening to you and your guest. Your guest made a point about his mother and the fundamentals that she installed. Well, there's some old sayings. Your foundation has to be not on sand but on solid rock.
Yes.
You can
Amen.
bend a tree when it's young, not when it's old. The reality is that parents has to take responsibility and much more qualified, experienced persons need to be placed in our pre-primary and primary schools so that the fundamental is instilled very early so that when the youths get to 16 and 17 and 25, they may go their own way because they have their own mind from day one. But you know something? Many a times the fundamental stays with them because we learn to eat, we learn to walk,
Yeah.
stays with us until death. So that is critical. Investments in our community, in our pre-primary and primary schools. It's very important to get the bachelor's and the master's and the doctorate. But if you don't do the fundamentals, you will never get there. So the government, the communities, family, parents has to invest a lot more in the young people. And it's not just having them to think the way you want them to think, but hear what they're saying, listen to them. They have their own mind just like me and you. That's the critical aspect of making changes within our community and the behaviors that we see. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate you. Killer.
Boy, I just want to give a round of applause to that caller. Eh,
Yeah.
brother, you sound like they need them kind of voices in politics. You see, because it's when somebody speak like that, you could see that they are intact and they are connected in the three realms of the human existence, which is your mental, your physical, your spiritual. I mean, you just know, because Judge, what happened to me is a perfect example. I end up on the street, and I end up on the street in New York. You see, not somewhere else. And I don't know if people understand when I say end up on the street. I was around real bad man. You see, when I mean bad man, I talking about some of the most brutal. You understand? Saying people that I think I ever come across. You see, and I end up in that mix, and I was a youth, so I was a younger. There was one time I had to almost do what somebody else say. You understand? When every day come, there was work to get done. So I understand that part of the fence, but here what saved me? What saved me is the principles that my mother instilled, because if I do so, you end out in a shootout or some wrong thing happen. When I go home, All I thinking about is my mother. And hear what she tell me from young. When I can see you, God could see you.
Mm.
A man where you can hide from God. And what you do will be written in the universe. And it will come back to you. You see, those mindsets and the principle and understanding how the universe works and understanding that there is somebody that witnessed this and that somebody people don't understand and that's why they call it karma, they call it all kind of thing. The universe writes
Mhm.
your story. You see what I'm saying? What you give is what you will get. And if our youths are understanding more of that, they hold themselves responsible for their actions. But if none of that is not taught, you see, when you talk to some you brothers right now, say, by God, by I don't know, no, I don't know whether it's not that because here what happened now, they don't even see their blessings. They are ungrateful for where they even stand and just to have life and just to be here. Before you come here, you was part of a gang. You understand? You was part of a entourage trying to make it to the egg. You know, you alone survive. You know, you
Mhm.
understand? So you and a million other sperm. You and a million other sperm, or how much millions of sperm, you understand, had to make it, and you know, me, you know, make it, and I champion, you know, from the
Yeah.
fight. I make it me. I was that sperm that make it. You understand? I win. I beat everybody else, and I end up there. And then I survived that 9 months to be birthed into this world and survive until this time. There is something to be grateful for. But
Mm.
if we are not taught gratefulness, we would never grow. Growth comes from being grateful, understanding what you have. You see? And that is when the growth come that you see what you have and now say, all right, I could use that and I could project here now. Okay, all right, I have that already. I'm gonna get some more. All right, I make $5. What? I mean, if I make $5, what I could make 10, boy, and I get 10. All right, oh God, Father, thank you for that $10. Way things going nice, boy. I make 10. All right, let me see if I could take that 10. I feel I could make a 40. You know, because when you get the 40, you're falling in, you say, Father, thank you. People that have that simple relationship succeeds a lot quicker
Right.
and graciously because we does not see that part. We might see somebody have something but they don't realize how that person is grateful to each and every penny that they get. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But we teach our children to be ungrateful. They have what they have and they're living in good home and they come outside and say, but I want that car, yes. I want a real nice car. And that's what I want. And then they start to hate on each and every friend that is around them because in their mind they want something that they cannot get and they don't know how to get it. So they automatically, the only thing they know how to do is to hate on everybody else thing. You understand what I'm saying? And make sure nobody else can get above them and we end up in crab in the barrel
Yeah.
mentality.
Where we see that oh so much.
Making that there is not enough for us when there is too much and abundant. You see what I'm saying? And then you would look at society and you realize they have us in this little circle. It's like we're fighting for the same thing when there is more outside. But again, it's vision. You have to have the vision to understand that there is more outside. If you don't know that there is more outside, you stay there. It's like tying an elephant to a chair.
Mhm.
Elephant get used to being tied every day because it feel the chain on its neck. You take that chain and you tie it to a plastic chair. And that elephant ain't going nowhere.
True. 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 But Killa, hold that thought right there. I know a lot been said. We haven't even came up for air or commercial break, and it's running late already. We got to do this real quick, guys. This program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Ride, Excursions, and Tours. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with some final closing thoughts. Yes, final closing thoughts. You know they're going to be another part sometime soon, but we got to take this break. We'll be right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
$10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X. You cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
belong